and today I just feel the need to talk about something that has been a pretty big part of my life ever since I went viral on Instagram and TikTok, and that is my speech impairment. I just feel like it's so important to talk about. Honestly, I don't talk enough about my speech impairment on my channel, and I really should, because there are so many ignorant people. And I know some people are like, Megan, you should like just ignore the hate. Honestly, just ignore them. It doesn't matter. Focus on the people who actually like care about you and understand you and everything like that. I understand that, but at the same time, I understand how important it is to educate those who are ignorant. And I just have gotten so many comments that is just like obvious. They have no idea. And yeah, I could just ignore them, or I could speak up. If I don't speak up, if no one speaks up about, living with a speech impairment, how is anyone gonna learn? They're just gonna go around life being ignorant. And I want to educate those, because one of the things that bug me so much is, well, a few things, but I got some comments being like, well, have you ever tried going to speech therapy? Maybe you should go to speech therapy. It's just so frustrating, because there was a time in my life in elementary school where I didn't just have one speech therapist. I had two. I had one in school, and then I had one where I would go after school. Yeah, I spent so much of my life in speech therapy, and I work very hard. But the one thing that is clear is people think that, oh, all you need to do is go to speech therapy. I guess you didn't work hard enough. Maybe you need to go back. And the one thing I want to compare this to is my weak arm. Because imagine this. You broke your arm and hand. I feel like this is easier way to think about it than, talking and having a speech impairment. But imagine if you broke your arm and leg. You may need OT, you need PT, your arm will need time to heal, and then it will be better. But for me, it doesn't matter how much OT or PT I have. My arm and leg will never be as strong as my left arm and leg. And that's just reality, because I had a stroke. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is it's the same way with my speech. It doesn't matter how much I walk on my speech. It doesn't matter how many hours I spent at speech therapy. There are gonna be sounds for me that are gonna be harder for me, that I have no control over. Yes, I can get better with pronouncing those sounds, just like going to OT and PT. I can get stronger with my arm and leg, but it will never be normal like you may think of just another person. And I think it's hard for people to understand that. The reason why it's hard for me to speak and I have a speech impairment is because I had a stroke. There are sounds, there are words that are harder for me because I can't fully pronounce them because of my stroke. And another comment I saw that really frustrated me, I don't even know where this comment was on or whatever, but it was something along the lines of, someone failed her. I went to speech therapy, and after a while, I was able to talk and, learn how to pronounce words correctly. And I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. Like, those are the people I'm talking about. No one failed me. But you know what? Someone failed you because you're ignorant, and there are many reasons why people go to speech therapy. But that was another comment where I'm like, wow, you truly only think there's one reason why someone is in speech therapy. Like, don't you? I don't understand. I just don't understand how someone can be that narrow-minded. And then of course, I would say the most common comments I get in terms of my speech impairment is people spelling how I pronounce things. So a common one is the color purple. There are like a million different ways people will spell purple in my comments, and at first, if I'm being honest, I did not like it because I'm like, you're just spelling the word wrong. Spell it correctly. I'm like, I know I'm bad at spelling, but I can spell purple, and I think you should be able to spell purple too. But at the same time, I do think it is a little funny, you know. It's one of those things where, you know, it's been a while that I kind of laugh at it, and, you know, I like to use my humor to get through things, and if I'm, like, having a bad day, I like to just laugh at myself, and it's good to, like, joke around, but the one thing that you need to make sure of is you're not joking at me. You're not making fun of the way I talk, but rather you're laughing with me. You know what I mean? Don't laugh at me, rather laugh with me. And that is important. But in terms of like Mars and everything like that, and you know what I'm working on right now, I am going to be spelling purple the correct way. But yeah, at this point, I'm like, you know what? If you're going to spell purple a different way, go for it. You know, more purple, the better, you know? But yeah, I think you should be careful though, because, you know, I'm just one person with a speech impairment, one person with a disability, and everyone is different. And I do like to joke around a lot, but there could be a lot of other people who wouldn't like that, would not like someone spelling a word wrong the way they pronounce it. And that's why I used to be, you know, careful and be kind and be understanding. I feel like sometimes I can tell the people who are spelling it wrong because they're trying to make fun of me, and then the people who are spelling it wrong because, you know, it's just part of my community now, and they are a big fan of me, and they love, you know, my content, so I can kind of tell the difference. But you just gotta be careful, because one of the biggest things I know so many people take for granted is speaking, is being able to pronounce words without thinking. It goes back to you can become disabled at any point, and I just think about all the hate comments I get, and I'm like, you know what? You're making fun of my voice right now, but just imagine if tomorrow you woke up and you had a stroke, and then all of a sudden you're talking like me. Would you want people to make fun of the way you talk? Then, I don't know. I'm guessing you wouldn't, but, you know, I think it's hard for people to truly understand that, because it's almost like, well, it will never be me. It's not gonna be me, you know? It may happen to someone else, but I won't be in that situation ever. But at the end of the day, you never know. So just be kind to everyone. And the most, like, beautiful part of this whole situation is I have gotten comments being like, you know, my guy has a speech impairment, or, you know, I relate to this and that, and I, you know, understand you, and I, you know, wish I had, you know, that confidence to be able to, you know, film videos. And that makes me so connected and feel not alone. And it definitely took, like, so much time. Like, it wasn't overnight to, you know, find my confidence and to not care what people truly think about the way I talk. But it is nice to, you know, have a community to, you know, feel less alone, and to inspire other people to show what is possible. And, you know, while I'm sure getting a lot of mean comments, to show how I'm not letting it get to me, but I so want to educate people and to know what is not okay to do. Oh, and another thing I want to talk about is And this is just a big misconception. This is just a big misconception in the disabled community in general. I feel like so many people, when they find out someone is disabled, they automatically think they're not intelligent. And I'm like, why? Like, I think we need to, like, unpack this. Why are you thinking that? I think I need to educate you on that, because there's no reason why the second you find out someone is disabled, you should think that they're not intelligent. Because I can assure you, they are probably even more smart than you are. If I'm being honest. But the one thing that is really frustrating is so many people will watch a video of mine or watch a video of someone with a speech impairment and they will automatically think that they're not smart. And that makes me so mad, because since when does someone voice the way they talk has anything to do with their intelligence? It doesn't. I can assure you it does not, okay? Just because someone has a speech impairment, or maybe they can't even talk, that does not mean they're not capable of amazing things. In fact, I bet they're even, more capable than someone who is ableist, who is ignorant, who is, mean and just making fun of the disabled community. Anyway, I'm going on a rant, but yeah, living with speech impairment has been so interesting this year in Pacific, because before this year, I didn't really think much of it. Like, obviously I know I have a speech impairment, and there are definitely times where my mom will be like, what are you saying? She will think that I'm saying something completely different, and she's always saying that, like, we should write everything down because it is literally hilarious. But, like, it truly, like, came to the surface when I went viral, and then so many people didn't understand me, and I just wasn't expecting that at all, and, like, I had no idea. I don't say purple right, but also there are so many people who, like, love the way I say purple, and I'm like, is it that much different? Like, I don't understand. But anyway, I talk about going viral my first time ever in another YouTube video, so if you want to watch that, if you missed that, definitely check that out. That was pretty fresh after I went viral for the first time. Who knew? Months later, I would go viral several more times. It's okay. I have gotten a lot better. Yeah, like I said, I joke about it. I am someone who loves to joke around. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about, my speech impairment, especially, people who make very ignorant comments about speech therapy. I did reply to one of them in a very sarcastic way. The one where someone was like, you should go to speech therapy, like, why haven't you been? I was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I never thought of that. I literally said that because, yeah, if you're gonna say something that ignorant, there's a good chance I will reply with something very sarcastic. But anyway, if you have any questions about my speech impairment, if you want me to talk about it more, I did a video like a long time ago talking about it. But yeah, I just felt the need to really sit down and talk about the fact that it's not as simple as going to speech therapy and, 6 months later I'll be able to pronounce my R's correctly and be able to say purple correctly. It's not as easy as that. And in fact, I will never be able to, because R's are hard for me, just like Z's, and Z's, like, they are very hard for me. I just want people to, like, be educated about that. There's a difference between someone who maybe they are from a different country and they're just learning English, to me, who I grew up in speech therapy because I had a stroke that made it hard for me to pronounce sounds, and it will always be hard for me. But with going to speech therapy, it did help me a lot, and I did get better. But it doesn't fix it. It doesn't correct. That's a word I can't say. I think that is everything I want to talk about. Honestly, I could ramble on and rant about this all day long. Anyway, my dog's barking, so I think I need to go. But thank you all for your support. It means so much to me. I'm so happy that I do have a community that understands me, and it just means so much to me. I'm just so grateful, and thank you for letting me rant. If you want to see me rant some more, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and follow me on my other social medias if you want. You don't have to. But I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.